Hi everyone. I just wanted to take a few minutes to go through an issue that I think is probably going to be quite common now that we are using Google Guardian summaries, and we've had a couple of parents contact us around this issue already. Um, and it's quite quick and easy to solve, but maybe just requires a wee bit of understanding about how the different types of assignments are set and what happens when you return them and how that appears to a pupil. So I'm going to just quickly go through this, in as simple a way as I possibly can. But the basic point is if a pupil turns in an assignment which is ungraded and you give some feedback and then hit the return button, the status of that changes to just a wee tick to show that it's done. If you set an assignment which is not meant to be graded, but you leave it as a graded assignment, so it's expecting a numerical mark, and the pupil turns it in, you leave some written feedback, but don't give a grade and return it, the status of that becomes missing. And that's how it will appear in the Guardian summary and also the pupil's to-do list. So I'm going to show you just quickly how that works and then how to fix it. That is to retrospectively go into your assignments, and the easiest way to do that so that you can change it so that that doesn't happen anymore, so that pupils aren't having work show up as missing that they have actually done and you've returned, but just because there was a wee error in how the assignment was set. So in our classroom, I've just created two assignments called Ungraded Assignment and Graded Assignment. And I'm going to show you how that looks from a pupil point of view. So from the pupil's point of view, let me just switch over here. So on the ungraded assignment, I'm going to view that. And I'm not going to actually bother adding any files. I'm just going to mark it as done. And I'm going to do the same thing for the graded assignment. Mark that as done as well. In reality, you would expect pupils would attach their work, but let's just ignore that for now. And so as a teacher, if I update this, I should see on my gradebook, or if I was looking at this in the classwork page and I was looking at the actual assignments, either way, it will show you the same thing. We can see that now the ungraded assignment is coming up as turned in, and the graded assignment is coming up with a mark out of 1 for me to ascribe. Now, if I go into this assignment, so if I click on view submission, and again, we could do this through the classwork page, but this is just a quicker way of showing you. So if I go to view submission, and I leave my feedback comment, if that's what I was going to do, and then I return the work, what we will see is that this work now shows up as just ticked as done. Okay. Now, if I go into the other one, which is a graded assignment, and I view it, do the same thing. I'll leave my feedback comment. And I return it, but I don't create a grade here, so I haven't graded it. You'll see that it now has reverted to missing in my gradebook because as I have not marked it, Classroom believes that the pupil is still expected to finish it or to do something, so it reverts to this status of missing. And I believe this happens just because when people are setting assignments, the default is that when you go to create an assignment, over at the right hand side here, the default is that it has points out of 100. So it's really important when you're setting assignments to make sure that if it is a graded assignment out of a numerical value, you set this figure to whatever you're going to grade it out of. And when you're returning pupil work, unless it's not finished and they still have to do something, you actually put in a grade there. If the task is not going to receive a numerical grade, it's really important you change that to ungraded. And this way, when the pupil turns in the work, you don't need to put a numerical grade in before returning, and it will just be marked off as done on the Guardian summary and on the pupil's to-do list. Now, if you have inadvertently, as I'm sure many of us have, if you've inadvertently set assignments which have been made as graded, it'll be quite easy to tell, because if you just go to your grade book you will be able to see along the top underneath the assignments, it will tell you what grade they're out of 20, out of 30. And if there's nothing in there, that means it's an ungraded assignment. So what you need to do to resolve this issue for pupils is to simply go in to the assignment. So the easiest way to do it is through your gradebook. You can go to classwork and individually work your way through, but by going to grades, it's much quicker because you can see all your assignments in one place and it's dead easy. So we can go to this graded assignment, which shouldn't have been graded, and I can click on this, edit, and I can simply go over here and change that to ungraded. And when I save that, I'll just say the assignment won't be included in the overall grade. Do you still want to save it? Yep. And I'm going to update the value of the points for this assignment. So now you'll see that that assignment which was showing up as missing to the pupil and their parent on the Guardian summary is now just shown as a tick because it has been turned in and it's been returned already. So that's really important. And as I say, you can do this really quickly. If you just open up your gradebook, you can go through each assignment, click edit, go to here, change it to ungraded, save. So it should only really take you, 30 seconds per assignment to fix that. And you can just work your way along and you'll see that they'll all change so that they're no longer graded as soon as you've done that. I think that should all be pretty straightforward and clear. If you've got any questions, do let me know. Another thing maybe to just be conscious of is due dates. So if you've set assignments on Classroom but haven't put due dates on them, they will sit up at the top of the to-do list and on the Guardian summary also, in a big pile with all the with all the assignments which have no due date. So if you set assignments in the past but forgot to set a due date, you can retrospectively fix that by, for example, if I go into this one, I can go to edit and I can just set the due date. So if it was meant to have been done for last Monday, I can just save that now. And when I go back to my Classroom, it will show up as things are missing now, because they won't show up as missing if there's no due date. So it'll show that items are missing. If you have pupil work that's been turned in, you'll be able to see that here. So you can go way back. And if there's pupil work that's been turned in, but you're maybe either not going to mark it because it was so long ago, or it doesn't need to be marked, then the other good thing is that you can just go through here and click return on each of those assignments, and that will also remove them from the Guardian summary and the to-do list. So it's just worth kind of keeping that in mind. Likewise, even really old assignments that haven't been turned in, you can still click on there and return them. And if it's an assignment that you're no longer expecting pupils to turn in, that will remove it from the to-do list and it will not appear in the Guardian summary. Hopefully that helped. Please give me a shout if you've got any questions though.